Hey everybody, how's it going? Let's talk a little bit more about surviving retirement, retirement survival. So I've already talked about if the economy's on an even, what to do, what you're going to do to retire, what's your options, what's your plan, how are you going to prepare for it, prepare for it, and so when you do retire, you'll be stepping into retirement instead of falling on your face into retirement. Now, let me talk a little bit about the economy not being on an even keel or socio global socio-political environments changing. Uh, what are you going to do then? Last time it was okay. Well, if the economy downturns, if we have a recession, um, the recessions as far as that I've seen as long as I've been alive. Every time there's a recession, the people that are going to retire, or about to retire, or people that have retired they just cry because there isn't any. They've invested all their stuff in the stock market, and the stock market just tanks. So they're not going to get their annuities, their revenue, their all that stuff, their passive income, and they ended up having to go to work or ended up having to figure out something else. So yeah, that happens when you have a recession, depression, and all the indicators are in all of big the big kahunas are predicting that we're going to have another downturn, recession, depression, whatever. So it's something to think about. Okay, well, what happens if the economy goes south? Do I have have I diversified my passive income? I don't know. There's people all over the internet that could talk to you more about that. But what happens? Can I do I have a skill set that I can use in order to either start a business or make something and sell it in a marketplace and get that extra income? There's certainly been talk about people. There's new edicts coming down from the White House saying that, oh, people need to buy American, governments, the state governments, the towns need to buy American. Well, what if there's a widget that every DPW, Department of Public Works, DPW in the country needs for operation, and that widget's only available not in the United States? Well, you have an opportunity. You can find out what it is. You can rent out space and have people make it. Have people to architect it, design it, make it, and meanwhile, you have a little marketing team marketing it all over the country, and pretty soon every DPW will be up on your steps, wanting that whatever piece that they need, and because they have been told they need to buy American, you're up. There you go. So that's a revenue stream you can do, and I guess there's certainly a lot of things that aren't made in America that people will be searching for because they now have the impetus to find it being made in America. So there you go. I don't know. Is that something that you would do? Is that something you could do? Is that something that would tide you over in helping your retirement? Whether you're hands-on or not hands-on, it's one of those things when you are a boss. The key to a successful business is you don't need to know everything about everything. You just hire the people who are subject matter experts in their sections, and you should be all set. So yeah, so little things like that. So that's in an economic downturn. There are other things you can do, as long as you have the skill sets and whatnot. If certain certain things happen and the lights go out, do you have the tools? I have a sewing machine that it's over 100 years old. It has all the parts, and I can pedal it with my foot, and I can do sewing. I have other things that I can do. I can sew, I can knit, I can process wool, I can do all this stuff that other people don't know how to do, and make clothes and sew clothes and all that stuff. So everybody has a little niche. If you don't have a niche, maybe you should explore. Okay, what can I do? What can I do that's fun and interesting? Oh, I can garden. Oh, good. Gardening is a good thing. People always like food. Some people know how to cut ice out of a frozen river or a frozen lake and sell it. Somehow people know how to make ice cabinets. Some people know, basically carpentry, woodwork, plumbing, electrical. Some people know that, and some people will fiddle around with it in their spare time. So that's something to do as well. As far as a little bit more about evolving sociopolitical environment, some people are looking. Some people are saying that it's looking more like a direct conflict rather than just giving another country weapons and having like a conflict where we're not directly involved. So maybe it's time to look at all that and say, what do I have for food? What do I have for shelter? What am I going to do if I retire, or if I'm looking to retire, and this goes down, or what happens if this all goes down and I lose my job and I'm forced into retirement? Because you can be forced into retirement because there's nothing and you're up there in age. So little things like that. I would say think about. There's no one solution. Yes, you have time, but whatever works for you. I think it's best to do the sticky notes again. I had my sticky pad somewhere. It's best to do the sticky notes. This is magic. You write something down. You write something down. You can pull it off the sticky pad, and you can arrange it on the wall, or really arrange it in front of you, and from best scenario to worst scenario to best scenario. Okay, what tools do I have now that I can improve upon, or what courses can I take now that might not be available in the future? Little things. Somebody who is older than you, passing down via seminars or courses, or just hanging out with them and having them teach you things that you can do to prepare. Because once something happens and you're not prepared, it's difficult to adjust. It's difficult to flex. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is trying to look at things now. If there's a downturn, if something goes south, because when it actually happens, if you're not all set up for something, then it is tougher to flex. It is tougher to find, the survivability goes down, and the hardship increases. So, but that's what I have. Little thoughts for tonight. The puppy, he didn't throw up the soap. I'm waiting for it to come out the other end. I had nearly a heart attack when he did that, and I was calling all the poison control and calling the vet and calling all this and doing that. But he seems to have come out better than me, and I'm waiting for the bubbles. I'm waiting for the butt bubbles at this point. So, okay. All right. I hope this finds you well. Take care. Bye.